Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol AMRN. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like you this time. Frampton does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Now, this chart's kind of tricky to talk about from a big picture perspective, but emphasis on big picture. And why is it tricky? Well, there's perspective that goes into it, meaning if you're some sort of day trader and you bought up there and you wanted to sell within, an hour after buying, well, then yeah, for you, the chart looks pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture, like I mentioned earlier, I get it. Yeah, the price has pulled back. But from the grand scheme of things, the price still has plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as higher bases are being built over longer periods of time, that's how long-term overall uptrends are constructed. I am going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you probably had more of a day trading type perspective going into it. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and get rid of that line up there. And the first update that needs to quickly be made comes about based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they do tend to act as resistance. So for those of you that have watched the past videos, I've talked about 22.75 as that level of support. And you can see that now that the price is down below it, several times the price attempted to get back up above it, but just, kind of from theory to reality, just a classic example here of the support now acting as resistance. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the price can never break up above it again. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price is struggling at the 22.75 mark. Now, going back to the whole premise of, the big picture perspective, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but just to offer up a little bit more, kind of just example of this is, let's say the price actually pulls back to right here, and I'm just totally randomly making that up. So it goes down to right around 22, goes sideways, and then starts to work its way back upwards. Now, emphasis on big picture. From the big picture perspective, what would you still have even in that situation? Well, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have that low right there. You'd have these lows down here. You'd have that low right there. If you picture each one of these as stair steps, then from the big picture, it's still very, very clear that the price is progressing in the upwards direction. Again, I'm well aware if you're a day trader and you bought somewhere up around here, then yeah, you don't care about these big, stair steps. But that's why I try to offer up a warning that I would be commenting from the grand scheme of things perspective. So sure, today the price pulled back, but stop and think about that word, today, as in 1 day. Looking at multiple days, which is what we're doing here, you can see that the bulls still have plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. So let's see if they can get that job done or not.
One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.